Going on, dudes and dude Ed? So yeah, it looks like Paul Feinbaum of ESPN is still talking about USC's coach Lincoln Riley, and I guess he had to clarify what he had said at the SEC media days on First Take earlier on today, on Monday, and it looks like he kind of reiterated the same thing, saying that if he was AD, he probably would have fired Riley after such season that ended up happening this last season. Ended up like being 7-5, even though they were 11-3 the year before, and not getting rid of his so-called friends on defense and all this stuff, and not living up to the hype. But then all of a sudden, he just throws in there that he thinks the perfect replacement for him would be Coach Deion Sanders of Colorado. But it's weird because he said that he believes Sanders is going to go through this season at Colorado, get fired, and then believes he should take the USC job once Lincoln Riley decides to go be a coordinator somewhere in the NFL. He's not even going to get a head coaching job somehow. But yeah, he just said a bunch of stuff, and it's like one thing to want to hire Sanders and him being in the LA market, which would be pretty big and stuff to get a lot of well-known players to come in, but to have him go through a season even at a Colorado place like that, get fired, and then for USC to hire him, what does that say about what they're doing with their organization and their team moving forward? Yeah, it will probably repair something in the media for the first couple months to a year, but then after that, if there's no results, kind of like how we have been seeing with Sanders in Colorado, then I don't really see the point, and I don't know what Feinbaum is doing. It's kind of like, take the remote away from Grandpa. He's playing some dumb stuff or whatever. So, yeah, I don't know what's happening there. And I guess they're just, starving for some USC news, even though there was a little bit of mini news come out from the Big Ten preseason media poll, which came out because they're doing like a bunch of their interviews and stuff for Big Ten Media Week. And then I think in that list, USC is number 6 in the conference. Like when it comes to preseason polls, it could be once we get here in a couple months that they're ranked a little bit higher. You never know, or even after the first couple of weeks, see how good those teams ahead of them are. But yeah, I thought they would be. And when it comes to betting wise, they're considered like the top 3, maybe even 4 team to win the conference. So I don't know why they're that far down when it comes to the media voting on this stuff. But hopefully they use that as some motivation heading into the summer right now, right before they get into fall practice and stuff. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. And apparently there's a rumor going out there about that Washington Commanders defensive lineman I talked about pretty recently, that maybe he could be traded to the Chargers at Jonathan Allen. And it looks like the rumor is it might take only a 3rd-round pick to get him to come to LA, which I think is a steal because he was a 1st-round pick when he was coming out of Alabama to go up there to Washington, and then I think at his time at Alabama, he was almost considered a Heisman finalist just because of how great that final year was for him. I'm sure he won a couple of national championships because that was like the heyday of the Saban era too. But yeah, to steal this guy from Washington for just that, he's going to be way more impactful than any 3rd-rounder you'll get in next year's draft class. I can guarantee you that. So, yeah, this will be a big-time steal if it ends up coming true for my LA Chargers. And, yes, Team USA played against, I think they're like the 3rd or 4th ranked team in in the world, in Germany, in one of their last exhibition games right before the Olympics start this week, actually, on Thursday. And they were able to beat Germany 92-88. It was pretty close, up and down, and you kind of expected Team USA to struggle against a team like this, but, everybody was still surprised that they, struggled against South Sudan. But either way, I still think it's an exhibition. It doesn't matter. The real games start Thursday when the Olympics do. But, yeah, Joel Embiid finally stepped up. Like 15 points, and I think he led them in like assists and rebounds, and even LeBron scored like 11 points down the stretch to close out that game and keep that lead against Germany. So yeah, a nice overall effort against one of the top teams out there in the world. So hopefully, I forget who they even play. I don't know if it's Japan or I don't think they have France in their stuff. So I don't know. Hopefully within the next couple days, I'll be able to re-update you before the Olympics start who Team USA basketball has to play against. In a 2025 four-star shooting guard, he's top 30 overall. His name is Braylon Mullins, and it looks like he has put Duke in his top 10 with a lot of other big-time, big blue bloods, as they call them, some of the top teams in college basketball when it comes to the men's side. So yeah, they made at least one of these first cuts for one of the top guys out there in next year's class, so hopefully they will be able to make the next cut of teams whenever that does end up happening in the future. And there was one of the top players, I think she's a number 2 overall player in the 2025 class. She's a 5-star combo guard. Her name is Jazzy Davidson, and it looks like she has put both Duke and USC basketball in her top 6. So yeah, of course it's crazy that, 2 of my teams, what's that percentage? It's like a third. There's a third of a chance of her going to one of my teams, so that's going to be pretty cool if they end up making the next cut, if there is another one, or she just keeps these top teams. But there's a lot of good women's college basketball schools on her list, so hoping that she at least picks one of my teams. But yeah, it's going to the race for one of the top overall players in the 2025 class. And it looks like the dog days of summer, so the NFL is releasing their top 100 players of the 2023 NFL season, and it looks like Chargers' Derwin James was ranked there at number 83, even though last season he was ranked on that top 100 after the 2022 season at number 30 overall. So a little bit of a step down. I think as far as stats and total number of games played and all that stuff, his impacts, it kind of took a dip, but still a top 100 player. I don't know if Bosa is going to make this one, because I think he was either really low, near the 100 part, or out of the top 100. Definitely Khalil Mack with his 20-plus sacks, or nearly 20-plus sack season. He'll be up there. I don't know, maybe Keenan Allen. There's a chance to. Maybe Herbert. But either way, looking forward to seeing where the Chargers end up on the top 100 list from last year. And there were 4 Duke football players that have been selected to the East-West Shrine Bowl watch list for that bowl game. And it's not as prestigious as the Reese Senior Bowl, but it's still top level. So a lot of guys still go out to that bowl game to be able to get some tape out there for them when it comes to right before the NFL draft. But a couple of those players, those 4 players that were named from Duke, are Jordan Moore. I forget if he's the quarterback / wide receiver. I could be wrong. And it was Jalen Stinson, who I believe is a defensive back, Javon Harvey, and Jaquez Moore, who is a running back as well. So yeah, at least some guys on the list or watch list for one of those bowl games. I'm sure they will get on the Reese Senior Bowl watch list, whatever it is, at some point too. But whenever that does happen, I will update you then. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching, people. Like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know what y'all think. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.